Hi everyone. So in today's video, I am going to, probably as what the title says, I'm going to do a little bit of explaining on positive and negative energy and also your intention, your intentions when it comes to everyday life. So yeah, that is my um, video for today. Now, I was going to have the day off. I was just going to just chill out and not do an awful lot. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit, guys. Yeah, I'll do. Just I'm looking at the screen. I feel a little bit off-centered, but it's not about me. It's about the video I'm making. So I could look as rough as anything, but it's not about me. Right. So I done a live last night, and I got asked, one of the questions I got asked is, does crystal balls or anything, tarot cards, crystal balls, bring in, that's my crystal ball, does crystal balls open doors to the other world? The answer to that is no. Um, that's the short answer, no. Um, it's all about your intention. So if your intention is to connect with bad energy, then that's what you're going to get. If your intention is to bring in good energy or talk to good energy, again, that's what you're going to get. Um, does spiritual doors exist? Uh, Again, I've never experienced it, so I can't really comment on um, like portals open up and doors and stuff. I never experienced that. Um, but then saying that, if that is true, then um, my flat, or not my flat, mine and my partner's flat would be very, very haunted. But because I have good intention, um, only good spirit can enter my space. I've done quite a lot of readings. I've done quite a lot of work when it comes to spirit, and not once have I had negative energy come into my home. If it did, it's something that either I brought in or my partner's brought in because we had a bad day at work. So all about intentions and all about your ego as well. If you've got a big ego and you let your ego, um, control your day, control your life, again, that's a big part of it as well. If you think that you're God's gift, then um, that is going to ruin what you're doing, if that makes sense. Now, this is not me promoting any of my stuff, by the way, guys. This is just stuff that I use every single day, whether I'm doing spiritual work or not. Again, you don't have to use any, you can, but you don't have to use any of this. This stuff, I use it just to make sure that the energy that I'm working with is good energy. But if your home is haunted and you got bad energy, then I would suggest doing at least some of the stuff that I recommend. So if you've got an evil entity in your home, Yeah, this is just some of the stuff that I would recommend. So one of the things which I don't have is French Gregorian chant. Now you can have a look on um, YouTube and look up on YouTube. You can have that playing in the background. Again, you can have it playing all day and all night if you want, or you can have it while you're doing your spiritual stuff or whatever it is. Play a little bit of that, you'll be alright. Because negative energy hate French Gregorian chant. They hate it. So that will upset the negative energy to the point where it may leave just on that. Again, depends on the negative energy and how evil it is. I don't like using the word evil, but it's a word that we all um, understand. Now, I recently bought these, and these are I got 4 of these, and these are, and I'm gonna get one going now while we're having this little chat. So what it is, not causing too much mess. So what it is Palo Santo, which is that bit there, a little bit of white sage, white California sage, and I think, I don't know whether that's rose. So I don't know, I can't remember whether that's that bit in the middle of it. I can't remember whether that's lavender or rosemary or something. So you've got 3 different things going on there. And get yourself a nice little bowl. If you watched my live last night, you'll recognise that. And get yourself a little charcoal dish as well. And then, without burning yourself, again, when you do something like this, make sure you don't burn yourself. I don't want to get loads of complaints on my video that people are burning themselves doing this. So, be sensible. And another tip, if you've got smoke alarms, especially the ones with the batteries in them, make sure that you disconnect the battery from the smoke alarm, but always remember to put the battery back in and put it back to where it was after you finished saging your home. And after the smoke is clear, make sure you put the smoke alarm back where it was with the battery in it, because smoke alarm is there for a reason. So yeah, disconnect your fire alarm, but make sure you put it back after you finished, which I've done beforehand. Because you don't want to go to bed tonight and something bad happens, and yeah, you'll think, oh damn, I should have done that. So yeah, get yourself a lighter. Yeah, set light to the charcoal. Get a nice little get that going. Don't worry if it crackles and pops and makes weird noises and smoke. That's what it does. Just blowing it, just make sure it's a light. So it should glow red, which it is. I'm not going to show it on camera because it will fall out and burn the carpet. Don't want to do that. And then what you do with your 3 items, just gingerly, without making a mess, just put it on top, just like so. And then I don't know if you, after a few minutes, you'll start seeing it smoking. And when the dish gets going, the charcoal dish that'll be a ton of smoke. Like I said, I've done a video recently, and smoke will literally be pouring out of this pot. So yeah. So you got basically got a 3-in-1 there, basically. And then what you do, you just go around the whole home. And I don't think I've got it handy, but I've got you don't need it, but I'll do it because it's fun. Bear with me, guys, while I just find it. Now on eBay, I bought myself one of these. Basically, they're feathers, all basically all combined. Now what I've done is added more feathers. Some of them, this one here, the black one, and this one here, I brought separate, and I think this one here, with these smaller ones, I found whilst I was exploring in the woods, and I've added them to them. Yeah, this one just here, this small one just here, I found in the woods, and I added to it with a couple of others. And what I tend to do is I go around every room, and I literally just blow the smoke around. It's better than going, you'll get out of breath if you keep doing that. Just use a feather or use your hand and just move the air around. You can do it with your hand, but you end up getting arm ache. So I use some feathers and just blow it around the home, which I'll do later, but I'll keep it burning for now. The other thing I found out as well is that when I do my spiritual work and I have some of this going, when I go into the kitchen, which is a few rooms that way, the kitchen's full of smoke anyway. This will naturally go around the whole house anyway. But yeah, go around each room with smoke. With that, go around each room and cleanse every room. Now, also, on a side note, is so I'm in my bedroom. So I would open up the wardrobe. I'll fill the wardrobe up with smoke. I would, any cupboards that I have in here, I'll open up the cupboard, fill that cupboard up with smoke. Again, depends on what your bedroom looks like. Fill up with smoke. Let me just hang on a second, guys. Just go pause the video. So, guys, sorry for the little cut there in the video. I'll just shut the bedroom windows. I'll explain why in a second. But I thought to myself, I'm wearing my mic and I can go anywhere in the flat with my mic. I can't take the camera because I don't have enough hands to take the camera whilst doing what I'm about to do. But I will wear my mic while I'm about to do what I'm about to do, and I'll just explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I can go, I think, 20 meters with my mic. We'll see. So one or two things are going to happen. Either you're not going to hear what I'm going to say, or you will hear what I'm about to say. So basically, I'm just going to go from room to room, close all the doors, close all the windows, etc. But like I said, I'll explain it as I'm going. So I've just done the bedroom. Just had that idea when I was in the bedroom. And now I'm going to go into like the hallway, bathroom, and that other rooms as well. So I'm going to keep the camera going. This is going to be a little bit of an experiment to see whether my mic works. Make sure my mic is on. Yeah, my mic is on. So I'm just going into the hallway, and in the hallway, so yeah, I'm going to do the hallway. So just down the bedroom, get into the hallway, get into the front door, and I'm working backwards. So again, I'm kind of walking backwards, and my intention is to bring in my family that have passed on before me. Now, I love my family, past and present. Yeah, had a lovely day with my parents yesterday. They came and saw me. We had a laugh, we had a giggle. So I'm using that energy. Yeah, just remembering back from yesterday with my mum and dad having a laugh, having a joke, remembering the stupid things we used to do as when we were younger. That's all positive energy. And that's the thing, guys. Have a laugh, have a joke with people. Now, there is a cupboard in the hallway where my boiler is. Again, fill that up with smoke, because negative energy loves little cubby holes, little nooks and crannies. So, like I said, this is where the boiler is. So I'm just going to get my little stick in there, get my whole bowl in there, fill it up with smoke. But as I leave this area to go into the bathroom, I will keep the door open to the boiler, if that makes sense. Because, like I said, I've just done the hallway, so that smoke will go into that cupboard as well. Into the bathroom. Is the window shut? No, so let's just shut the window. And let's fill this up with smoke. Oh, just sorting out my stick. Get some more smoke going. And again, with my feather, I'm just moving the smoke around. Smells really, really nice. And like I said, I'm thinking about all my family that have passed. Yeah, having good memories of them. All the laughs we used to have. Yeah, every Christmas we used to go to my dad's side of the family. We used to have a massive great big meal on Boxing Day, day after Christmas Day. We used to get drunk, or I used to get drunk. And yeah, we used to have a right old laugh. So is that kind of energy that you want to bring in? Good memories, happy memories, good intentions. Now I'm back into the hallway. My bathroom's small. So back into the hallway. Heading into the living room. Got a terrible itch. I'm into the living room. Hope you guys can still hear me. I hope. So there's a little space behind the door. Just do that. Yeah, get the whole lot going. So I do around by the TV, because we all know that stuff on TV is all negative. So we clear the negative away from the TV. Ooh, it's getting rather smoky in there, which is good. That's my intention. Get it nice and smoky in here. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm having a memory of a dog that my family had. gorgeous little black dog called Barney, and he's just popped into my head. Lovely dog, very protective dog. So not sure what breed the dog was, but he was very protective over the family. He was very protective over the home. He didn't like cats. He didn't like other dogs. You know, he didn't like strangers, in the sense that if someone tried to break in, someone tried to break into the shed, and Barney, the dog, pinned the man up against the shed door and went absolutely ballistic. So, yeah, he didn't like strangers, especially in the garden, and he would go absolutely ballistic. And there were times where he used to bark at nothing. So I do feel him here. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I did have other pets, other dogs. I used to have a dog called Ricky. Passed when I was young. Again, lovely dog, lovely, beautiful dog. So that kind of energy. So the reason why I had Barney stuck in my head, because like I said, a very protective animal. Yeah, loving dog, very loving dog, but also very protective as well. So having those thoughts as you go around. So now I'm in the kitchen. And while I'm in the kitchen's already smoky. I haven't even been in it. I haven't even been in here, so just open up all the kitchen cupboards. Get all the smoke in there. Yep, we'll open the kitchen windows shut. Now I'll tell you why in a minute, why I shut all the windows and doors that lead to the outside. Again, in the kitchen is a little cubbyhole. Get my little smoky thing in there. Fill that with smoke. And there you go. Again, small kitchen. Not really much to the kitchen, just very small. It's very smoky in here anyway. That's the other thing I've noticed, that no matter where I start in the home, the smoke always finds itself in the kitchen, which means to me that there's quite a lot of negativity in the kitchen, if that makes sense. Maybe it's all my bad cooking, maybe it's my bad cooking. So make my way back into the bedroom. Hopefully you've heard everything I just said. If not, I'll have a good cry. Not literally. And is my camera still recording? That's the question. Yeah. So I'm back into the bedroom where I've started. So that's how I do it. It's really, really hot. So yeah, that's where I start, and this is where I finish. Now, you can, if you want to, go into every single room and do this. But I have a prayer. There's instructions and how to use Sage. I've done it enough now to know what to do. Yeah. So it says, the prayer says, cleanse this space and remove the past. Fill this place with joy and love. Negative energy may not stay. I release it and send it on its way. Into the smoke I release all negative energies that do not serve me, all negativity that surrounds me, and all fears that limit me. Positive feeling alone come near. All others wither and disappear. So that's a prayer that I use. Again, you can just say it once in wherever room that you're in. I do all my spiritual work in here. So if there's any energy, it will conjure up in here before it goes anywhere else. Also, I say that in this room because of my alleged haunted clowns. If you want to, you can go to every single room in the home. Like I said, it's a very small home anyway. Well, it took me 10 minutes, 5 minutes to do the whole entire flat. Very small flat. So if you want to, you go to each room and say that prayer in each room, or you just say it once. It's up to you. It's what your intentions are. Like I said, I had thoughts of my family, past and present, animals as well, past and present as I was walking through the home. So just having that intention of good, happy memories, good, happy stuff. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to sort my. I'll leave it. Just having good, happy thoughts, memories of past and present. Had a good day yesterday with my parents. Good couple of hours. Had a good old laugh. That kind of happy, positive, loving energy. And that's what you need when you sage the home. Say a prayer before. I did say a prayer this morning, a Wiccan prayer. I said this morning, I'll say it again, the prayer. It's a Wiccan prayer, witchcraft prayer. And this is what I say every morning when I wake up. So it's part of my morning routine when I wake up. So here's a prayer. As above, so below. Protect me from all that would cause harm by the power of the earth, air, fire, and water. Shield me from negativity and fear. By my will, submit it be. So that's my morning prayer. And I do have a nighttime prayer. So I normally say this when I go to bed. In the darkness of the night, I call upon the light. Guide me safely through the shadows. Protect me with your divine power by my intention. So shall it be. So like I said, it's all about intention. And like the morning prayer I just mentioned, you can say that while you're doing your sage. So you can do that while you're saging. You can say that prayer again. You can say in every single room or just in one room. Again, depends on how you're feeling. I felt that I didn't need to do that in every single room because I was having happy thoughts, good intentions. Now, if you don't want to use that, and you just want to use sage, I would do the same thing. I've got myself a I can't remember what they called this particular one. And the shop that I bought this in, I've stopped selling them because it's more of an autumn, winter thing that they did. It is, I think they called it pumpkin spice, I think. And it is cinnamon, basically. So you got a cinnamon stick and cinnamon powder. It smells really nice. It does actually smell like sage and cinnamon, if that makes sense. Very good. I used that yesterday, as you can tell. Do it every day. So that's just two ways. So with the stage stick, you do the same thing. what I just did. Windows. Now, I close every door and window that leads to the outside. Keep as much smoke that you create inside your space. Now, the reason why I do that is because negative energy do not like Palo Santo. They don't like sage. They don't like it. So if the negative energy is within your home, they won't stay. They will not stay, and they will find, yeah, they won't stay. I was about to say they'll find a way out, but you know those cartoons. I don't know whether I haven't watched any cartoons since I was a kid, so I don't know. But I remember when I was a kid watching cartoons, and one of the characters would get blown up or get set on fire, whatever, and they turn to ash. Basically, that's what the sage is doing right now. So if there's any negative in here, it's like that cartoony kind of like scenario where it'll just poof, it'll just disappear. Like in the movies, like in the cartoons, it'll just go poof and disappear. Um Again, even stuff that I have, um like I said, everything will contain good and bad energy. So having that smoke in this room, it's cleansing all of my stuff. Not just this stuff, but everything. My bed, my wardrobes, the carpet, the walls, the pictures, the lampshade, the lamp, the ceiling. It's blasting all the negative of everything. Because everything, regardless of what people say, even my notepad, even my notepad will hold energy. Even this box, which I class as rubbish now, because I've taken the insides out, even this box will hold energy, as stupid as it sounds. You know, you can actually read rubbish. If I tap into this box, I can go as far back as the person making this box into a box, if that makes sense, to the delivery person that delivered it to me. This will hold that information, and as a box. Our class is as rubbish now. It's just a box. If I wanted to, like I said, if I wanted to, I can read that energy if I wanted to. Or even the person that made the sage. Yeah, I can read that energy from all the people that handheld or made or whatever this stick if I wanted to. All about intention. My intention is to read the energy from this stick. But intention. I only want to read good people that handled that stick, not bad. So yeah, so keeping all the smoke in for minimum 2 hours. If you want to do it for 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, great. Keep the smoke in because it will literally blast everything. It's like a jet wash. It will blast all negative in this home. It will blast it. People say, "Oh yeah, you gotta have at least a window open." Why? You letting all that? You letting all that good smoke out? You letting all the good smoke out, and the smoke is not doing its job. You know, you letting all that smoke out. You waste all that time and effort and good intention. Um, get rid of bad energy, and you let it all out the window. Like, why? It's like, I really fancy a nice pizza. You go to the shop, get the pizza, you cook it, then you just throw it in the bin. It's like, why? Why even bother? Don't even bother. Um, you waste all that time and energy, get the pizza and you throw it in the bin. Like, why? Why? Why waste that time and effort? So moving on from sage. So if you're asthmatic or you have problems with your lungs or whatever, but you really want to sage your home, um, but you can't because of health problems, get yourself, again, these smell absolutely amazing. Get yourself a spray, smokeless sage. And basically, in this particular one, if I remember right, it's moon water and it has sage um, oil, essential oil. So you've got the moon water, essential oil, and in the bottom there, you've got, I think, amethyst, clear quartz, and clear quartz, and I can't remember whether it's black obsidian or black tourmaline in there as well. So you give it a shake, and like I said, you just spray around each room with this. I've got another one. It smells really amazing. I used this particular one last night after I'd done my live. White sage and Palo Santo. This smells amazing. Beautiful. Again, go from room to room, spray it in each room, you know. Again, there's got instructions on it as well, how to use it, go from room to room. Just fill it up, your room up with this. It's amazing. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Also, with both of these sprays I just showed you, if you want to clear your energy, so you've just done a reading, had a real bad day at work, your boss has been a complete pig, as bosses are. Get home from work, you have, if you're like me, have a shower when you get home from work, which is very good cleansing. So if you're in the shower, you can do a shower ritual, so actually washing yourself in the shower or bath. You can just have that as a word for it, mantra, I think they call it. Remove any energy from me as you're having a shower. So I've just taken my mic off. I'm going to put my mic down and I'm going to show you what I tend to do after a reading. And that, as you just saw me spraying this all over me, I am cleansing my aura. Now, your aura, just like your body, will pick up any bad energy. So, if you're in a good mood, your aura will be right out here. If you're having a real bad day or you're ill, your aura will be really, really close to you. So, you can tell if someone's having a good day or bad day, depends on how far their aura is from their body. So, at work, again, I can tell whether someone's going to turn up because they will emit that energy before they even get to me, basically. I'll let them over there. So yeah, this will clear, and the other one, this one will basically do the same thing. It will clear that negative energy away from your body. 39, 40 minutes in. Good, good. So another one, if you want to clear like your chakras and your basically your insides. I can't pronounce it, but I use this. Now, what you do with this is up to you. You can put it in a spray bottle and just spray the room, which is good. Smells really nice. All my stuff that I have smells amazing. All of it. Um, you like I said, put it in a spray bottle, use it as like an air freshener, like the other two. Or you can do what I do. I don't want to open up a new bottle. Do what I do and spit it into your palm of your hand. And just breathe it in. And that will clear, yeah, basically your insides, your lungs, and all that. Again, smells really beautiful. Smells amazing. Yeah. When I first started doing it, this particular one, when I started using it, I used to cough up a lot. I used to have coughing fits. So again, I have two reasons for that. Again, if you have problems with your lungs or your airways, again, be very cautious. If you have asthma or lung problems or airway problems, again, just be very careful as well. But I used to, first time doing that, I used to cough up really bad. Um, and that was my body's way of coughing up all that negative that was inside me, if that makes any sense. I was coughing it literally up and out. Um, what else? What else? Mystic Cody. I think I pretty much covered everything. Again, if there's something that I'm not quite clear on or you don't quite understand, again, you know what to do. You're very good at it. Leave a comment. If you like, and you know what I'm saying, what I've done, leave a like. Doesn't cost anything. Um, so negative energy. Let's go back to negative energy. So positive energy will only enter a room that has positive energy unless that positive energy needs to do something in a negative environment. So, archangels, and they are known to come into a bad situation or bad energy to try and fix that problem. That's their job, you know. So if I'm being attacked by a dark entity and I ask for Archangel Michael to come in and protect me, they are designed in their way to come in and do that. I'm not religious, by the way, if anyone's asking. I just like witchy things. You can ask your spirit guide to come in and intervene. They will only intervene if you ask them. Like if you're doing mediumship. When I say mediumship, that's all aspects of spirit world. They only will step in if you ask them. So I don't know who my spirit guide is, but I always ask my spirit guide to step in when I feel that I need them. Again, they will help with that situation that you ask them for. But yeah, like negative energy, will only enter into a negative environment. So like I said, back to the intention. So if your intention is negative, it will come in into that negative environment. Negativity does not like positive energy. Like with the sage and Palo Santo, it is a positive energy, and I'm turning my space into a positive environment. Negative, don't like that. Unless it's an attachment. Say if the attachment is attached to you personally, it doesn't care whether it's a positive or negative environment. If it's attached to you, then yeah, it will stay regardless. In that case, I would still do what I've just shown, but do sage yourself. So like right now, right this very second, I'm sitting in this lovely, gorgeous smoke of the Palo Santo and white sage. I'm sitting in that smoke. So also I'm cleansing myself while I'm sitting here talking to you. As well as cleansing the whole flat as well, if that makes sense. And then again, I would use the spray myself. If you don't want to use this, but you want to use the smoke, or you don't want to use the smoke, but you want to use this, sage yourself. Again, be cautious. I don't want to be the one to tell you to do something, and then a week later you tell me that your house is burned down. Because I recommended it. So with the bowl, I'm not going to pick it up because it's red hot. With that bowl I used earlier, you sit down in a chair like this and you put the bowl on the floor. Let the smoke come up, and as it's coming up, it is cleansing you as the smoke is coming up. You can do that, nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to use the smoke, again, just use the spray all over you. Also, there is a reason why black obsidian, black tourmaline is black, and this is why I'm wearing a black jumper. People say that the color black is very good at soaking up bad energy. Now you're thinking, why am I wearing a black jumper if I'm not trying to attract negative energy? Well, good thing is with this black jumper, I put it in the wash when it gets there. Put it in the wash. It needs a good wash now, actually. Put it in the wash, and then the washing machine will clear away that negative energy while it's in the wash, if that makes sense. Black candles. I always have a black candle burning when I'm doing my spiritual stuff. Even now, I have a black candle going. Very protective. Wonder if I can get it. I have recently, but I haven't used yet, a black candle, and on the bottom here it says protection. It says protection. So yes, black candle, and I use it for protection. So eventually, when I do start doing my witchcraft spells or Wiccan spells, I'll have that going. And I also have a small little green one for luck as well. Again, when I start doing my witchcrafty stuff, which I will do one day, I'll have that going. So like I said, attachments. The sun's starting to come out now. Yeah, attachments. So if you don't like using these words, but I'm going to use these words. If you're an alcoholic, if you're a drug addict, and and you go to a place where, so let's say a pub, so you like a good drink. Um, you may not be an alcoholic, but you like a good drink on a Friday night, Friday, Saturday night, and you go to a pub. That is where um, dark energy and attachments are. So if a person died of, um, you know, alcohol related death, where's that spirit going to go? They are going to go to a pub or where they sell alcohol, waiting for that person that's in the same situation as that negative energy was. Yeah. So if a person died because of alcohol, they're going to go to a pub and they're going to wait for that person that's in the same situation, the same energy, to come into that space where that negative energy can attach itself to that person. Same with people into drugs. You may not have to be necessarily a drug addict, but if you take drugs, so let's say someone died of, I don't know, cannabis. Someone died of cannabis. They're gonna go to a place where they know that either cannabis has been grown or they know where it's sold, etc., waiting for that same energy to enter into that space where that negative energy can latch onto that person, if that makes sense. So, again, if you've got negative energy in your home, I would, again, still do all this stuff, but try and work out, is it the home or is it you? If it's a home, again, if it's a home or you, do this, what I've just said for the last 52 minutes. If you find out that it's you, I would say seek out healing. So you can either do self healing, get yourself some, again on YouTube, you can find healing music, French Gregorian chant, that kind of thing, and just meditate that way and see whether that helps, see whether that gets rid of it. If that doesn't work, then seek out a healer. There are good healers out there that can heal you and hopefully get rid of that negative energy. Um, but again, I understand that people can't afford. Some people they can't even afford the stuff I bought, and this is stuff I bought over the last. I would say over the last 4 or 5 years. But some of the stuff, like if I can just remove that. So even this oyster shell, I've had this a lot longer than 4 or 5 years. I've had this a lot longer than 4 or 5 years. Um, the same with that dish that I showed you earlier and I had on my live last night. Had it a lot longer than 5 years. Um, yeah, so some of the stuff, not all of it, but some of the stuff I've got, I've had, yeah, for years, absolute years. Um, my parents yesterday said, "Oh, I've got a present for you." Yeah, witches' bell. I call them witches' bell. Yeah, witches' bells. And they went to the New Forest, not that far from where they live. Um, they said handmade by the person in the New Forest. That's what it says on the bottom. Handmade in the New Forest. So knowing that this is handmade and hopefully the person is full of good intentions, made that. Also, it says on on the bit of paper here a ritual, if you want to call it that, to quote activate these bells. Now, once I've done the smoke ritual, these are active. You just hang them up somewhere, and then they shouldn't do anything. You know what I mean? They should look nice. That's all they should do. Okay? If you've done these right and you've done all your sage and all that right, these should just be a home decoration. That's all it should be. Just a home decoration. If, I say big if, they start making those noises, right? If you hang that up and it starts making those noises, then not a panic or, you know, yeah, don't panic or anything like that. It's just that if they ring, then there is an energy in the home. Now, again, just my theory, it just came into my head. Just a theory. Now, if these ring, now, allegedly, for centuries, they've used bells. Negative energy, apparently, doesn't like bells. They don't like the sound because it is a high frequency. Negative energy is a low frequency. Positive is a high frequency. So if this rings, there's a negative energy in the home. Now, apparently. Now, why would a negative energy ring the bell if they don't like the sound of the bell? My theory is it is a loved one. So it could be one of my loved ones, like nan, granddad, whoever, coming into this space, into this home, ringing the bell to alert me of a negative energy in the home. Let me just move that somewhere. So it is one of my loved ones coming in to warn me that there's a negative energy in the home. That is just my theory. Not saying it's true, it's just my theory. Like I said, why would a negative energy ring a bell that is a higher frequency than it is? Negative is on a low frequency, positive is on a high frequency. Like I said, negative can only go into its own energy, its own frequency, and same with positive. It can only enter into its own frequency. So that's why I'm thinking, why would a negative energy ring it? When they don't like the sound. It's like Palo Santo. Negative energy don't like Palo Santo or sage, so it will not enter into that frequency. Palo Santo and sage is a high frequency, or gives off high frequency. Same with black obsidian and black obsidian and black turquoise. Like all crystals, it gives off a high frequency. So negative energy will keep away from that frequency. Right, guys, I think that's me done. Been here for an hour. Yeah, I think I'm done. I hope that what I've said made sense. If you watched the live last night, I'll probably repeat myself, but I wanted to do this for a very long time because I had a person talking about this last night, Um, yeah. Again, I've never came across a negative, evil, nasty spirit, but again, protection, grounding. Make sure you ground yourself. Protection, grounding, prayer, and most important, your intentions. If you meditate on a good frequency, if you ground yourself, protect yourself, protection, set a good intention. I only want to speak to good high frequency energy. You're only gonna get that. You're not gonna get low energy. Let's just blow that out. Otherwise I'll forget. Like I said, black candle each time I work, always a black candle. So yeah, when one other thing before I go, when you sage, always feel the energy of the home. Like I said, if you've got bad energy, no less than 2 hours. So if you do 2 hours or more, what I mean by that is keep the smoke in that space for at least minimum of 2 hours before you open any doors or windows. If you want to leave, I think I said this earlier, if you leave the smoke in your room or in the room for 8 hours, great, you know, great. Um, but no less than 2 hours. Go for a walk. Yeah, once you stage your home, if you feel that you don't have an attachment, go for a walk. Go shopping. Go to work. Um, just get out of the house. Just get out of that space that you staged in. Um, then 2 hours or more. So if you it's been 3 hours, I need to get back. Doesn't matter. Yeah. If it's 3 hours, if you're going shopping for 3 hours, great. It means that you go out the house and you enjoy yourself. If you've been out for 3 hours, if you looked at the clock and think, oh, I've been down the pub for the last 5 hours, great. You've enjoyed yourself. Um, yeah. So don't rush back home because you got to open up all the doors and windows. Um, I don't know. Let's say you've gone to work and people at work have said, "Oh, do you want to go out for a drink?" And you have a drink, and then you find yourself on your friend's sofa. You wake up on your friend's sofa because you had a very good night out. Yeah, enjoy yourself. The smoke is still doing its thing um, in your home. So don't think, oh, I've got to come home and no. As soon as you come back home, regardless of how long you've been out, when you get home, open up all the doors and windows. Um, the other safety tip I will say, because you've got to think safety, is if you're planning on going out for even for 5 minutes, the sage that you used, make sure it's out. Make sure that it's not burning when you leave the home. If it's still burning, take it outside. If you've got a space outside where you can put it where it's safe, put it outside. You know, um, otherwise you won't have a home to come. You won't have a home to come back to because it will just go and it will just catch fire. Like I said, I've done videos on this where the actual stick bursts into flames. That's happened to me on several occasions, and it will just do it without warning. Um, so yeah, if you're planning on going for a walk, make sure you leave it outside while you're out. When you come back in, always bring it back in. You know, gotta think about the safety, guys. Your safety is more important than trying to get rid of bad energy. Bad energy will go, so don't worry about that. So, guys, it's time for a coffee. Trying to go and get some breakfast. Um, and I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live or whatever it is. I'll upload this while I go make my breakfast, or get some breakfast, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your likes, subscribes, and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. And see you all next time. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.